Elif statement. The Elif statement allows you to check several statements for true and executes a block of code as soon as one of the conditions are true. There can be numerous Elif statements that follow an if. After the last Elif statement, you need to have an else statement that executes a block of code if a condition evaluates to false. Let's look at a few examples. Let's create a program that asks the user to enter a number between 1 and 3. Okay, so we have our num variable. Its data type is an int for integer. Our input, which will be displayed to the screen, says please enter a number between 1 and 3. So we'll create our if statement. So if num equals, remember equal is a comparison. So if what the user says that's stored in the variable num equals the number 1, okay, the following statement will be displayed to the screen. So print the condition is true okay, and then we have a second statement, print you have entered in the number. So whatever the user enters in for num will just be displayed here along with this variable. Okay, so then we'll do another elif statement. We'll do another statement. This is where we'll use our elif. So elif num equals 2. We want it to say the same thing here. So it will print the condition is true. You have entered in the number alongside whatever the user has said in num on the first line. So let's enter another elif statement here. Elif num equals 3. Okay, it'll do something similar to what we said for elif number equals 2. Else, if the statement is false, that the user hasn't entered 1, 2, or 3, we want this line to be printed out. So we're going to say here false. So the condition at this stage is false. The condition is false. Okay, so we're going to say please re-enter here a number between 1 and 3. So here we're going to just say please re-enter a number between 1 and 3. And also we can just have a last line that could just say goodbye. And this was not part of our elif statement. So we can just say print goodbye. So this is outside the if statements and will be printed when any of these lines will be printed. So it will. So if num1 equals 1, so it will print this statement along with the last line. So for every statement elif num2, it will print these 2 lines along with the bottom line. So let's go over what we've just written now. So num1 equals int, that's an integer. Import, please enter a number between 1 and 3. If num1 If num equals 1, we want it to print this statement here. If elif num equals 2, we want it to print this statement here. Elif num equals 3, we'll want it to print this statement here. Okay, so these statements here are all true. Else, if the statement's false, that means the user hasn't entered 1, 2, or 3. We want this last statement will be printed. The condition is false. Please re-enter a number between 1 and 3. So let's save our work now. File, save as. We'll save it here. And I'll just save it as Elif. So you can save it to what you want to save it as. Okay, save. And you can actually press F5 on your keyboard or run F5 here. So please enter a number. So if I enter 1, the condition is true. You have entered in the number 1. So let's try run the program again. So if I entered run again, I entered 3. Okay, the condition is true. So if we enter any other number other than 1 to 3, let's see what happens. So if I go F5, I enter in 8, the condition is false. Please re-enter a number between 1 and 3. So this is just a simple illustration of Elif, and what we'll do, we'll write a second program to demonstrate Elif. Our second Elif program. So this program presents the main menu to the user and asks the user if they want to add a record, edit a record, delete a record, or quit the program. So we're asking the user to make a selection from the main menu. So let's do our Elif statement. So if op equals, as we said, that's our comparison operator. So if our op equals A, we want it to say the following statement. Print you have selected add. Okay, and then we'll write our Elif, our second Elif statement here. Well, our first Elif, but second. So Elif, the option is E for edit. We'll say so edit. Then we'll write our second Elif statement. Elif, our option is D. We will say you have selected delete. Okay, and then our third Elif statement. So Elif, person enters Q for quit. And then we'll write a second line under here. Okay, so else, if they write anything other than A, E, D, and Q, we would like to print you have selected an unknown option. and then we'll just print goodbye. So let's go through this program. So the first line of code is print. So it's printing the stars, but it's printed the stars 10 times. So we've just said star within speech marks times 10. So instead of typing out star, star, star 10 times, we've just timesed it by 10. And we've written welcome. This is the actual menu that the title that we presented to the screen. Okay, along with main menu. Also, what we've also got is the options for the menu, which is add record, edit record, delete record, and quit record. We've got a variable here called options, okay, which is a string. What we've done here, we've created another variable called op, okay, abbreviation options. And what we've done, we've actually assigned it options.upper. Upper means that we're making the options the user entered to be an uppercase letter. So regardless of the user entering lowercase a or uppercase A, it will always be resolved to the larger uppercase A. So we're saying if op equals A, so remember this is the comparison, then what we want to do is print, you have selected add. Elif is options E, we'll print E, we'll print, you have selected edit. And at the bottom here, we've done Q for quit. So Python has something that if you want to quit a program, there's a function called exit. So I've put here, if the user selects Q for quit, the program will just say exit and say goodbye. So let's run the program and see what happens here. Okay, so we first save it, run it. Okay, so you can see the menu and everything that's written here. So if we write A, so I'm going to just do lowercase a. So if it's lowercase a, our program says you have selected add, okay, and goodbye. So let's also say if we put quit, so we say run module, and we do Q, okay, quit. So it's asking us, it forces us to quit, the program's finished. Now if we write anything else that's not within A, E, D or Q, the program will evaluate to false. And this statement, so if we do R, it says you have selected an unknown option and goodbye. Okay, so that's just 2 examples of using Elif. Goodbye. Thank you for watching.